Hey, gang, I'm back. Someone called who's can't stand me being live while she's trying to talk to me on the phone, and she should make sure I'm live. Anyway, um, so I had a nice little conversation with her. Now we're back. Anyway, so here we are. In 2 days, I'm going to be 1 year of having Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. My channel. My channel on YouTube, which is known as Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. And I have to thank John Birmingham because on his channel, he would capture me like a wild feral animal, and I would tell stories. And that was the griot, and that was called Dream Time. Dream Time is a state. Dreamy Dreamland is a place, right? Dream Time is a state. Dreamy Dreamland is a place, right? And when we go into Dreamy Dreamland, that's when we find ourselves in the state of dream time. And then when we go from that into conscious awareness through meditation, when we do guided meditations, we come up to the barrier or the boundary or the border of humanity on this Luciferian illusionary material world and love's co-creation. And humanity on this earth, I have come to realize that it's none of the above. By using shamanic, alchemical, psychosocial, cultural, forensic anthropology, I have deconstructed the frayed edges of humanity's abbreviated his story to reveal the business plan behind the curtain of our meat puppet commercial reality, where religion, king country, sexual and political orientation are not the enterprise. They are merely hell's smokescreen to control the enterprise. What it all means was way above my non-adept pay grade. But over the years, I have parsed a number of insights that have been shamanically, alchemically brought to me through my Akashic record that I could like to share with you. And you're hello, madame. Hey, could you ask my server, or can you take my thing right there? Thanks. Didn't mean to yell, but I just tried to get your attention. And the first 3 times didn't do too good. Do. Anyway, we've been running now for 4 minutes and 9 seconds. And I'm in a place that has Wi-Fi and everything else. Thank you, dear. Boo, 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 boo. Anyway, so to whoever is awake, the drift of history has carried the aesthetic human spirit to where its sovereignty has become subservient to the aberration of the evolution evolution of the thing, money and worldly material power above humanity's loving existence. Love, our birthright of nature, is the expression of being the aboriginal in the first person, the co-creator of love's alchemical one's love. Hell's molding factors continue to exert their multifarious material illusion of non-reality influence upon the plastic personality of the meat puppet humanity. That selfhood, then, which is first identified wholly with love's co-creation, is offered and changed by hell's on earth myriad experienced patterns that submerge humanity's loving existence into soul's depth of Satan's illusion. Again, given to me by my teacher, Saint Germain. So that beautiful breakfast. Whoops, what am I saying here? It was only $8. Can't beat it. Well, let's see. It's been 7 minutes. We'll give it 10 or 12 before we bail. Hell's material illusion, that is reality, that permeates all that is falsely perceived, is what is that which can judge as good or bad. To do so, I would have to believe in God and bad. Excuse me, good and bad. That was a slip of the tongue. Anyway, well, you know what I think my new rule is? I'm going to turn my phone off whenever I do a live chat. Because why should I, disenfranchise the chorus for one person, right? And that person seems to always call while I'm doing a live chat. So that'll be my new rule. From now on, I'm going to turn off my phone when I'm doing a live chat, right? And it's now 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and between now and 10 minutes and 10 seconds, if no one shows up, I'm going to end this one too. And it was nice being with you all. And, it is what it is. As again, I said, in 2 days, I'll be a year into doing Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Alpha. And I tried, from the time I died in that plate of spaghetti and ended up in an operating room where they're going to crack my chest and replumb my heart and chop my legs off. Well, it took me 5 years to come out of that to, grade. And now I'm a little bit above grade, as my endocrinologist always says. I'm the healthiest dead guy he knows. And basically, when you are, an elder, our lives are these patterns of experience. From birth to 3 years old, you're learning to poop and to eat hard food and to walk and say a few words. And then from about 2 until about 5, you're starting to absorb everything like a sponge. And then from 5 on, you're starting to navigate. From about 10 on to your 20, you're an adolescent. Being an adolescent is when you realize that you're suffering, but you don't realize that everyone else is suffering. That's really enlightened. If you are between 10 and 17, then you realize you're not the only one suffering, but others are too, and that you should kind of understand that, and that you sense empathy instead of guilt, because most of that suffering comes from your sense of guilt. Well, look at that. I just covered 3 minutes like that. I'll go on a little bit more. Let's see how much is left in this movie here. We've got running for a little bit longer. To do so, let's see. Hell's material illusion that is a reality that permeates all that is falsely perceived. That perceived is that which I can't judge as good or bad. To do so, I would have to believe in good or bad, and I do not. Good and bad are irrelevant, subjective terms defining an even bigger irrelevant belief. For within all things there is only the light and darkness and chaos. The light is not good and darkness is not bad. For as the book says, in the beginning, all there was the darkness. And then love said, let there be light. The yin and the yang symbol is a very appropriate representation of God's loving garden. The boundary of the circle surrounding us is the event horizon of humanity's sandbox for all our relations, to learn to co-create together in a forward, ever ascending evolution towards our birthright. Freely chosen spiritual responsibility. Nature is clear idea of God. And then the anthropomorphized Big Daddy. Nature looks to balance rather than the roller coaster ride of our animated fear house ride of hell's his story of the thing. Balance is not a conflict of good or evil, for love is all there is. Doesn't taste right. Within the balance of nature as God, the idea that this thing obtained as good or bad makes no sense and is the biggest threat to love's enterprise. Taste right. Let's see. The enterprise's creation must be infinitely stronger in form than that which is designed to delineate and to express taste. How could we hope to find linguistic or cultural symbols within the heartless artifice of the thing defined by taste that would express in an adequate way the quality and essence of nature's beauty? Our corporate belief in taste determines our experience of the world of the thing. One man's righteous book burning is another's Holocaust. The problem assumes a critical, new, and very different shape. Shape. Shape your booty. Shape your booty. Shape. Now, this is the kind of stuff I wanted to talk about to those folks who came to visit the Deep Green. There were 3 different groups of the cadre who came. One guy from way down on the coast, from Virginia Beach. He drove 9 hours. He spent all of that 4 or 5 with me, and then drove home. Just like somebody just left. Shape your booty. And then 2 different groups from Asheville, the hipster jungle, came and visited me. They were on the cadre. They're, I invited them, and they just kind of showed up. That was quite interesting because I had no access to the internet at the Deep Greens, and they just kind of showed up. That shows how I gave them my address, and they kind of got it on Google Earth, and so anyone could hit me with a drone strike. That's for sure. There is no hiding in the Deep Green. Anyway, I tried to talk about this stuff to those three group of people. No, they just wanted to. They were like amazed on how the place was asunder because of the raccoons. Who did this? What went on here? What, your toilet? Oh, and this guy took such a big crap. And I had that toilet for 11 years, never got clogged. One person uses it for the amount of toilet paper, and it was like clogged. And, they didn't, I said, well, why don't you plunge it out? Why don't you, I said, why don't you go buy a plunger? And they left, leaving my toilet clogged. And I had to drive 20 miles to get a plunger. First two stores, the little neighborhood houses, they didn't have it. But anyway, and that's, part of the interesting dynamic is that nobody really wants to talk about what I'm talking about here. The problem assumes a critical new and very different shape as we change our starting, as soon as we define reality, not in terms of metaphysical systems like the Platonic method of ideas, but in terms of a capricious analysis of human prejudicial tastes, knowing of what is good and bad, as National Socialism, Communism, plutocratic fascism attempted to do. All these different groups, political groups, religious groups, tell us what is right and wrong. And no, sorry, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really say anything. It doesn't manifest any place, So. Man cannot so far know the connection of cause and events as that he may venture to do wrong in order to do right. Samuel Johnson and Passos, Passelas. You guys should go read that one. The enterprise seems to have lost its way within the present corporate hegemony, where the focus is most intense on the cultural realm of money's power of control. That is, the aesthetic dimension of the branding of control is considered the premium and importance where it's not. And at this moment, do we really need another dark age? That's where the present, Hell's Enterprise is navigating us right off the cliff into another 900 years of the Dark Ages. Will the Enterprise survive the weight of, meaning the Enterprise of love? Well, Love's Enterprise, of course, Love's Enterprise will wait another 900 years, but do we have to? No, not when we have this 18-month window of, potential, And back in the day, like I said, in 2 days, it's going to be a year of us having Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Alba on the channel, right? And pretty much have left John Boy's show, right? And he left me a little message saying that people are still watching my videos. Has he shunted them over to my channel? He views me as a property, right? A thing. Right? And that's not all our relations. And that's why John is suffering. Why, when I spent most of last week in unbelievable pain, physical, like I said, teeth, dental pain is the worst pain there is. I've broken things that hasn't hurt this much. And so, it's up to us depict the world we want. And that's why I went on air on YouTube to put up the Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Alma, to bring forth to you a conception of a new aesthetic, you know. And so I had 3 different groups come visit me of the cadre. Couldn't even get them to talk about what I'm talking about. You know, we need to use the experience of co-creation within the indigenous psychological creature of the artist individual in the first person to co-create it by a higher cultural outside force within the manifestation of love's enterprise, not hell's enterprise, love's enterprise. The relationship between culture and history was seen within the Marxian dialect as a physical transformation essential to political and economic control. The ambiguity was not the question of cause and effect. The issue was not critical to Marx. He argued, as did the capitalist, that the economic constituted the essential substratum of history and the foundation of humanity's reason to live, raison d'etre, in Hill's enterprise, is commerce. No, I'm sorry. That's not why we're here. We're not here to be good merchants, to make money, to buy more stuff. That's not why we're here. And again, the 3 different groups of the cadre came and wanted to sit by the fire. None of them even could stand sticking around because we were at the deepest. I mean, we were not, you saw pictures of where we are. And they couldn't enjoy that. They couldn't represent. And the guys who came from Asheville came a couple of days later when it was beautifully sunny, blue skies, azure, and the trees had already budded into flowers. Flowers were everywhere. And they couldn't stand to just sit there. They wanted to go do something. Oh, we have to do something. I said, well, what do you want to do? Don't you want to meditate? Don't you want to, try to get them to go into state? Not really. Let's start a fire. Well, what do we do? When's the truck going to deliver the wood? I said, well, there's a pile of it right there. Why don't you go pick up a few? Well, I can't go do that. These kids couldn't walk 10 feet to pick up a log and bring it to the fire pit. I had to get up with my cane and hobble over and carry, and then, Sensei, let us do that. No, they just sat there and watched me do it. And now I'm an actor, I'm your griot, right? And like the guy who came and things are going on in my jaw. I'm talking more, so it hurts. Anyway, what we have to do, let's see. But the golden rule, who has the gold rules, can only work for so long. Love's enterprise is more than power. For love's enterprise to manifest, it must include the human sacred science, shamanic shamanic science, shamanic psychosocial forensic anthropologic alchemy within the body politic. That means more than we the people. That was only the moneyed white guys who signed a piece of paper. That was a good bait and switch, but like all rules, but like all ruses, they are time sensitive. It is time for a new 3-car Monte. Remember 3? Where's the ace? Where's the ace? Where's the ace? The success of the enterprise is not a matter of who owns what, for the foundation of the enterprise is one of faith and not the control of belief in a specific ideology. The mystery of love's co-creation has been felt since our first cave paintings. This need, this need to share and express what it is to be the creator in the first person, in tantamount to being the God in man. This experience is what is needed for Love's Enterprise. Anyway, so at 30 minutes and 30 seconds, I will say, see you later, gang. We've said, I have said, some interesting things. This is far from the fact where the success of the enterprise of love will be completely determined by the involvement of all of humanity's faith in itself and its ability to co-create a new world community, not a new world order. Where love and hell are mirrored images, like the yin yang symbol. Where the substance of the quality is not seen but uncontrollably felt. Where the sense of personal control or agency over the situation, where the activity is unconditionally surrendered to co-creation's higher power and flow of oneself. Okay, 27 minutes. Close this laptop. This and say to you guys, so it's getting to be 1 year. What have you learned? Have you gone back and looked at any of the past shows? Well, why don't you? Why don't you come to me? Why is there no one listening? So my new rule, I'm turning my phone off when I start a live chat, period. Every live chat, phone off. So that's where I'm going to be at. And so I would love to hear from you guys. Less and less are you appearing on Gmail. The dude awake 42 at Gmail. And well, sweetheart.
Yes.
Could I have a box to go and a hot coffee to go?
Okay.
Thank you. And because I can't just talk all the time. I have to. And it can't just be me and Jane or me and someone else. It kind of has to be you and the cadre, you and the chorus, you and the shock troops of love, co-creation, right? Because we're now. Let's see. It's May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay. So next year, around June or July, we're either going to be on that upward swing of all our relations actually working together to create a spiritual dynamic that manifests itself in all our relations. Thanks, baby. That's not so hot anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So you got any hot? And so, come on. I'm going to hear from you guys. It's just not me anymore. It's you too. So let's hear you too. Oh, 30 minutes and 30 seconds.
Is that good?
Yep, that's good. Put a top on it.
Do you want to save the top enough?
No, that's good. Black is good. Anyway, I'm going to say, I'll see you later, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Yep. Is the lid on tight?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Okay. And do you have a little bag for this so it doesn't fall out into the car? And that's the whole magic of eating out.